That day had begun like any other, a dull routine stretching into yet another uneventful evening. My marriage had long since fallen into a rhythm of silence, punctuated only by the occasional polite exchange. The spark we once had was buried under years of predictability. When my friends suggested a night out, I hesitated. "Come on," they insisted. "Let's hit the club this weekend. We haven't had fun in forever." Their enthusiasm was infectious, and for the first time in months, I found myself genuinely excited about something. Saturday evening, I stood in front of the mirror in my favorite dress. For the first time in what felt like forever, I recognized the woman staring back at me. Maybe tonight, I thought, I'll feel like myself again. The club was alive with energy. The pulsating music, the flashing lights, the electric hum of conversations. It was intoxicating. My friends scattered into the crowd while I found myself gravitating toward the edge of the dance floor. Drink in hand, I watched the people around me lose themselves in the rhythm of the night. As the music built to a crescendo, I couldn't resist any longer. I moved onto the dance floor, letting the beat take over. My body swayed to the music, free and uninhibited. That's when I saw them, two young men standing at the edge of the crowd, their eyes fixed on me. Their confident presence drew me in. One of them stepped closer, his movements smooth and deliberate. "You're the best dancer I've seen all night," he said, his voice low and inviting. I smiled but said nothing. Moments later, his friend joined us, and before I realized it, the three of us were caught in the rhythm together. Every glance, every subtle touch ignited something within me I hadn't felt in years. Their attention was electrifying, their energy magnetic. As the night deepened, the club's lights grew dimmer, the music pounding like a heartbeat. Their touches became bolder. One's hand brushed against my waist while the other's fingers grazed my shoulder. These small gestures sent waves of excitement through me, awakening a part of myself I had long suppressed. "Should we get out of here?" one of them whispered in my ear, his breath warm against my skin. My hesitation melted away as I nodded and followed them. We found a quiet, private corner of the club where the music was just a hum in the background. They stood on either side of me, their presence consuming. One of them reached out, his fingers gently tracing my jawline. "You're stunning," he murmured, his voice deep and steady. The other leaned in closer, his hand resting on the small of my back, pulling me toward them. My breath caught as their touches became more deliberate, their gazes unwavering. My hands found their way to their shoulders, their faces, as if guided by instinct. When our lips finally met, first with one and then the other, the tension that had been building all night finally broke. Each kiss, each touch, drew me further into the moment, blurring the lines between caution and abandon. "You're intoxicating," one of them said softly, his voice like velvet. "And tonight, you're all ours," the other added, his hand gently brushing my hair back. Time seemed to dissolve. The world outside that corner of the club disappeared, leaving only the three of us wrapped in the warmth of each other's touch. Every breath, every movement felt like a symphony of passion, orchestrated by the night. As the first light of dawn crept into the sky, I found myself walking home, my heels clicking softly against the pavement. My mind swirled with the memories of the night, their touch, their voices, their eyes that seemed to see me in a way I hadn't been seen in years. I slipped quietly into bed, the echoes of their presence still lingering on my skin. The guilt was there, faint but persistent, yet it couldn't outweigh the liberation I had felt. Some nights change everything, leaving marks that can never be erased. That night, I found a version of myself I thought I had lost. Whether it was a memory or a mistake, only time would tell.